Robert Sylvester Kelly, born January 8, 1967, is an American former singer, songwriter, and record producer. He is credited with prolific commercial success in R&B, hip-hop, and pop music recordings, earning nicknames such as the King of R&B, the King of Pop Soul, and the Pied Piper of R&B. Kelly's career ended in 2019 following his arrest and subsequent convictions on federal racketeering and sex trafficking charges involving sexual abuse of minors, for which he was arrested that same year. Personal life. Kelly's mother, Joanne, died from cancer in 1993. He has given conflicting accounts of where he was during his mother's passing. His oldest daughter, Joanne, born in 1998, was named after the singer's mother, but is also known as Buku Abi. In 1996, Kelly married Andrea Kelly, née Lee, his former backup dancer and mother of his 3 children, the aforementioned Joanne, as well as Ja, born in 2000, and Robert, Jr., born in 2002. Andrea filed a restraining order against Kelly in September 2005 after a physical altercation, ultimately filing for divorce in 2006. In January 2009, their divorce was finalized after 13 years of marriage. In later years, Andrea accused Kelly of physical, verbal, and mental abuse, including in Surviving Her. Kelly, 2019. Kelly reportedly had a long relationship with gospel singer DeLeon Richards in the 1990s. In 2005, a Chicago man was charged for attempting to extort Richards' husband, Gary Sheffield, by allegedly threatening to release a sex tape of Richards with an ex-boyfriend, reportedly Kelly did. In January 2006, the man was sentenced to 27 months in prison. Early life. Robert Sylvester Kelly was born on the south side of Chicago, Illinois, on January 8, 1967, at Chicago Lying-in Hospital, now University of Chicago Medical Center, in the city's Hyde Park neighborhood. He has 5 siblings, 3 of whom are half, 2 older sisters and brother, along with a younger brother and sister. His mother, Joanne, was a schoolteacher and devout Baptist. She was born in Arkansas. The identity of his father, who was absent from Kelly's life and later raised 2 children, is not known. His family lived in the Ida B. Wells Homes public housing project in the Black Metropolis, Bronzeville district of Chicago's Douglas neighborhood, also on the city's south side, around the time he was 5 years old. Kelly's mother married his stepfather, Lucius, who reportedly worked for an airline. Kelly began singing in the church choir at age 8. Trauma and abuse. Kelly described having a girlfriend, Lulu, at age 8, in his autobiography. He stated that their last play date turned tragic when, after fighting with older children over a play area by a creek, she was pushed into the water, swept downstream by a fast-moving current, and drowned. Kelly called Lulu his first musical inspiration. Kelly said members of his household would act differently when his mother and grandparents were not home. This included highly provocative dress and behavior. Kelly stated that when he was 8, an adult woman in the household coerced him into photographing her while having intercourse with an adult male partner. From age 8 to 14, he was often sexually abused by an older female family member. Kelly's younger brother, Kerry, stated that he suffered from years of sexual abuse at the hands of his older sister, Teresa, who was entrusted with babysitting her siblings. Kerry stated that although their older brother, Bruce, was spared and allowed to play outside, both he and Kelly were punished at separate times indoors by Teresa, who refused to acknowledge the abuse when confronted years later. Explaining why he never told anyone, Kelly wrote in the 2012 autobiography Silicoaster, The Diary of Me, that he was too afraid and too ashamed. Around age 10, Kelly was also sexually abused by an older male who was a friend of the family. In his autobiography, Kelly describes being shot in the shoulder at age 13 by boys who were attempting to steal his bike, although a family friend claims his mother disputed this, stating that the gunshot was self-inflicted during a suicide attempt. Turn toward music. As a teenager, Kelly began performing in public at Chicago L stations on the Red Line, CTA. In September 1980, Kelly entered Kenwood Academy in the city's Hyde Park Kenwood district, where he met music teacher Lena McClin, who encouraged Kelly to perform Stevie Wonder's Ribbon in the Sky in the high school talent show. A shy Kelly put on sunglasses, was escorted onto the stage, performed the song, and was awarded first prize. McClin encouraged Kelly to leave the high school basketball team and concentrate on music. She said he was furious at first, but after his performance in the talent show, he changed his mind. Kelly was diagnosed with dyslexia, which left him unable to read or write. Kelly dropped out of high school after attending Kenwood Academy for 1 year. He began performing in the subway under the Chicago L tracks. He regularly buskied at the L stop on the Red Line's Jackson Station in the Loop. In his youth, Kelly played basketball with Illinois state champion basketball player Ben Wilson and later sang "It's So Hard to Say Goodbye to Yesterday" at Wilson's funeral. Musical career. During his recording career, Kelly sold over 75 million records worldwide, making him the most commercially successful male R&B artist of the 1990s and one of the world's best-selling music artists. He won 3 Grammys for his song "I Believe I Can Fly" and was also nominated for his song "You're Not Alone," recorded by Michael Jackson. Critics dubbed him the King of R&B while he billed himself the Pied Piper of R&B. 1989 to 1994, Born into the 90s and 12 play. Main articles, public announcement, group, Born into the 90s and 12 play. MGM, Musically Gifted Men or Mentally Gifted Men, was formed in 1989 with Robert Kelly, Mark McWilliams, Vincent Walker and Sean Brooks. In 1990, MGM were offered a contract with an independent label, Tab Records. Shortly after, they recorded and released one single, "Why You Wanna Play Me." Kelly gained national recognition when MGM participated on the talent TV show Big Break, hosted by Natalie Cole. MGM performed "All My Love," which would become a demo for Kelly's song "She's Got That Vibe." The group went on to win the $100,000 prize in 1991 before they disbanded. In 1991, Kelly signed with Jive Records. Kelly's debut album, Born into the 90s, was released in early 1992, credited as R. Kelly in public announcement. The album, released during the New Jack Swing period of the early 1990s, yielded the R&B hits "She's Got That Vibe," "Honey Love," "Dedicated," and "Slow Dance," "Hey Mr. DJ," with Kelly singing lead vocals. During late 1992, Kelly in public announcement embarked on a tour entitled 60653 after the zip code of their Chicago neighborhood. This would be the only album co-credited with public announcement. Kelly separated from the group in 1993. When I create a song for myself or another artist, I see the entire thing, what the song should be like, how it should be produced, how the video should look, the image of the artist for the single. It's a package deal. R. Kelly, 1994. Kelly's first solo album, 12 Play, was released on November 9, 1993, and yielded the singer's first #1 hit, "Bump and Grind," which spent a record-breaking 12 weeks at #1 on the Billboard Hot R&B Singles chart. Subsequent hit singles, "Your Body's Callan," U.S. Hot 100, number 13, U.S. R&B, number 2, and "Sex Me," U.S. Hot 100, number 20, U.S. R&B, number 8. Both singles sold 500,000 copies in the United States and were certified gold by the RIA. In 1994, 12 Play was certified gold by the RIA, eventually going 6 times platinum. In 1994, Kelly established himself as a leading producer by producing songs for various artists, including Aaliyah, Janet Jackson, and Changing Faces. He co-headlined a tour with Salt-N-Pepa and headlined the Budweiser Superfest Tour. 1995 to 1996, R. Kelly and "I Believe I Can Fly." Main articles, R. Kelly, album, and "I Believe I Can Fly." In 1995, Kelly garnered his first Grammy nominations, 2 for writing, producing, and composing Michael Jackson's last #1 hit, "You Are Not Alone." Kelly's success continued with the November 14, 1995, release of R. Kelly, his eponymous second studio album. Critics praised him for his departure from salacious bedroom songs to embracing vulnerability. New York Times contributor Stephen Holden described Kelly as the reigning king of pop soul. Sex talks a lot tougher than Barry White, the father of such fluffed-up pillow talks, and along with Marvin Gaye and Donny Hathaway, both major influences for Kelly. In December 1995, Professor Michael Eric Dyson critiqued Kelly's self-titled album R. Kelly 4 Vibe. Dyson described Kelly's growth from the 12 Play album. Kelly reshapes his personal turmoil to artistic benefit and noted that Kelly is reborn before our very own ears. The album reached #1 on the Billboard 200 chart, becoming Kelly's first #1 album on the chart, and reached #1 on the R&B album charts, his second. The R. Kelly album spawned 3 platinum hit singles: You Remind Me of Something, US Hot 100, number 4, US R&B, number 1, I Can't Sleep Baby, If I, US Hot 100, number 5, US R&B, number 1, and Down Low, Nobody Has to Know, US Hot 100, number 4, US R&B, number 1, a duet with Ronald Isley. Kelly's self-titled album sold 4 million copies, receiving 4 times platinum certification from the RIAA. He promoted the album with a 50-city Down Low Top Secret tour with LL Cool J, Xscape, and Solo. On November 26, 1996, Kelly released I Believe I Can Fly, an inspirational song originally released on the soundtrack for the film Space Jam. I Believe I Can Fly reached number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 1 on the UK charts for 3 weeks and won 3 Grammy Awards in 1998 IN that same year. He contributed to Freak Tonight for the A Thin Line Between Love and Hate soundtrack. 1997 to 2001, Basketball, R. 12 Play 2, and Rockland Records. Main articles: Rockland Records, R. Kelly album, and 12 Play 2. In 1997, Kelly signed a contract to play professional basketball with the Atlantic City Seagulls of the USBL. He wore the number 12 in honor of his album 12 Play. Kelly said, I love basketball enough to not totally let go of my music, but just put it to the side for a minute and fulfill some dreams of mine that I've had for a long time. Kelly's USBL contract contained a clause that would allow him to fulfill a music obligation when necessary. If Whitney Houston needs a song written, said Ken Gross, the Seagulls owner who signed Kelly, he would be able to leave the team to do that and come back. It wasn't a gimmick, Gross continued, he's a ball player. He can play. In the same year, Kelly collaborated with American rapper The Notorious B.I.G. for the song Fuck You Tonight on the posthumous album Life After Death. In 1998, he launched his own label, Rockland Records, in a distribution deal with Jimmy Iovine's Interscope Records. The label's roster included artists Sparkle, Boo and Gotti, Talent, Vegas Cats, Lady, Frankie, Secret Weapon, and Rebecca F. That May. Sparkle, Rockland's first signed artist, released her eponymous debut album. In addition to producing and writing the project, Kelly made vocal contribution to the hit duet Be Careful, which became a serious factor as to why the album was certified platinum in December 2000. On November 17, 1998, Kelly released his 4th studio and first double album, R. Musically. The album spans different genres from pop, Celine Dion, street rap, Nas and Jay-Z, to blues, Suicide. Dave Hoekstra of the Los Angeles Times described the album as easily the most ambitious project of his career. In the summer of 1999, he wrote and produced a majority of the soundtrack to the Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy film, Life, which features tracks from KCI and JoJo, Maxwell, Maya, and Destiny's Child, among others. The soundtrack was also released on the Rockland imprint. In early 2000, Kelly received multiple awards reflecting his status as an established R&B superstar. In January 2000, he won Favorite Male Soul/R&B Artist at the American Music Awards and, in February, was nominated for several Grammy Awards, including Best Male R&B Vocal Performance, When a Woman's Fed Up, Best R&B Album, R, and Best Rap Performance by a Duo or Group, Satisfy You, with P. Diddy. On November 7, 2000, he released his 5th studio album, 12 Play 2, a project aligned with his breakthrough album, 12 Play. Unlike R, all songs on 12 Play 2 were written, arranged, and produced by Kelly. AllMusic's Jason Birchmeier gave 12 Play 2 4 stars and stated, Kelly knows how to take proven formulas and funnel them through his own stylistic aesthetic, which usually means slowing down the tempo, laying on lush choruses of strings and background vocals, taming down the lyrics for radio, and catering his pitch primarily to wistful women. In 2001, Kelly won the Outstanding Achievement Award at the Music of Black Origin or MOBO Awards, and Billboard magazine ranked 12 Play 2 number 94 on the magazine's top 200 albums of the decade. Kelly's song, The World's Greatest, from the soundtrack to the 2001 autobiographical film, Ollie, was a hit. 2002 to 2003, The Best of Both Worlds and Chocolate Factory. Main articles, The Best of Both Worlds, Jay-Z and R. Kelly album, and Chocolate Factory. On January 24, 2002, at a press conference announcing the completion of Kelly and Jay-Z's first collaborative album, The Best of Both Worlds, celebrities such as Johnny Cochran, Russell Simmons, Luther Vandross, and Sean Combs praised the album, with Jay-Z stating that he hoped the collaboration represents more unity for Black people on a whole. MTV's Shaheem Reid wrote, And if Jay and Kelly can put their egos to the side long enough to wrap up and promote their album, then their label's deaf. Jam and Jive, respectively, can surely figure out a way to join forces and make cheddar together. On February 8, 2002, Kelly performed at the closing ceremony of the 2002 Winter Olympics, a week after a news scandal broke of a sex tape that appeared to show Kelly with an underage girl. Following a leak of the joint album on February 22, 2002, Rockefeller and Jive moved the release date 1 week earlier in an effort to curtail piracy. Jay-Z expressed frustration about the album leak to MTV News, describing the event as both a gift and a curse. Upon release on March 19, 2002, The Best of Both Worlds sold 285,000 copies in its opening week and debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200. It was a critical and commercial disappointment. In May 2002, 6 months prior to the scheduled release of Kelly's sixth studio album, Loveland, a bootleg copy containing 15 tracks had been leaked. In response, Kelly began work on the album now known as Chocolate Factory, opting to release Loveland as a deluxe edition bonus disc. In October of that year, Kelly released Ignition Remix, the lead single from his upcoming album. It would spend 42 weeks on the Billboard Hot 100, peaking at number 2. On February 18, 2003, Kelly released Chocolate Factory, which debuted as the number 1 album on the Billboard 200. It sold 532,000 copies in its first week. The album was met with critical acclaim and supported by 2 more singles. Snake, the album's second single, was followed by Step in the Name of Love Remix, which charted for 70 weeks, reaching number 1 on the R&B/hip-hop airplay charts later that year. In September, Kelly's first greatest hits album, The R&B Collection, Volume 1, was released, which included Thoya Thoing and 2 other previously unreleased songs. 2004 to 2005, Unfinished Business, Happy People/You Saved Me, and TP.3 Reloaded. Main articles: Unfinished Business, Jay-Z and R. Kelly album, Happy People/You Saved Me, and TP.3 Reloaded. Between mid-2003 and early 2004, Kelly began work on a double CD album, one with happy tracks and another with inspirational tracks. The double album, Happy People/You Saved Me, was released on August 24, 2004. It debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200, with first-week sales of 264,000 copies. Both of the album's titled tracks respectively performed underwhelmingly. Happy People charted at number 29 on the Adult R&B Song chart, while You Saved Me peaked at number 52 on the Billboard Hot 100. 2 months later, Kelly and Jay-Z reunited to release their second collaborative album, Unfinished Business. The album received criticism and, as with the pair's previous collaboration, it was also a commercial failure, despite debuting at number 1 on the Billboard 200. Album promotion and its Best of Both Worlds tour were both plagued by tension between the stars, with Kelly reportedly showing up late or not at all to gigs. Kelly complained that the touring lights were not directed towards him and allegedly assaulted the tour's lighting director. Jay-Z eventually removed Kelly halfway through the tour, after a member of Jay-Z's entourage pepper sprayed Kelly on October 29, 2004. Tyron Ty Smith was charged with assault, but took a plea deal for disorderly conduct. Kelly bounced back commercially after appearing on Ja Rule's single, Wonderful, alongside Ashanti. The song charted at number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100, topped the UK singles chart, and went platinum in the summer of 2005. After finishing Happy People/You Saved Me and Unfinished Business in 2004, Kelly released TP.3 Reloaded in July 2005. It became Kelly's 5th consecutive number 1 album in his career. TP.3 Reloaded was heavily cross-promoted alongside the first 5 chapters of Kelly's musical serial, The Hip Hop Era Trapped in the Closet. 2006 to 2009, Double Up and Untitled, Africa. Main articles: Double Up, R. Kelly album, and Untitled, R. Kelly album. In December 2006, Kelly built momentum for his 8th solo studio album, Double Up, after guest appearing on Bow Wow's I'm a Flirt. 3 months later, Kelly's remix of I'm a Flirt was released, but instead of Bow Wow, it featured T.I. and T-Pain. On May 29, 2007, the album was released. It became Kelly's 6th and final album in his career to chart at number 1 on the Billboard 200. Kelly's other singles from Double Up, titled Same Girl, was a duet of Kelly and Usher, while Rise Up was a tribute to the victims of the Virginia Tech shooting that occurred earlier that year in April, a month before the album was released. The song was previously released as a digital download on May 15, 2007. Proceeds were donated to the Hokie Spirit Memorial Fund to help family members of the victims of the shootings. Kelly began his double-up tour with Ne-Yo, Keisha Cole, and Jay Holiday opening for him. 1 week into the tour, promoter Leonard Rowe had Ne-Yo removed from the tour because of a contract dispute. However, Ne-Yo alleges that the reason for the dropout was because Ne-Yo believes he received a better response from critics and fans. Ne-Yo won a lawsuit that he filed against Rowe Entertainment in 2008. Kelly was not mentioned in the lawsuit. In December 2007, Kelly failed to appear at another preliminary court hearing on his case due to his tour bus being held up in Utah. The judge threatened to revoke Kelly's bond, but eventually decided against it. In 2008, Kelly released a rap track titled I'm a Beast, in which he coarsely attacked his detractors, yet did not name the subjects of the song. In 2008, before and after being acquitted on charges of producing child sexual abuse material, Billboard reported that Kelly had plans to release his newest album titled 12 Play, fourth quarter in the summer of that year, but the album was postponed. Billboard named Kelly among the most successful artists ever for its 50th anniversary list. In the spring, the promotional single Hair Braider peaked at number 56 on Billboard's R&B chart. On July 28, the entire album leaked online, causing the title to be scrapped. In February 2009, Kelly announced that he was working on a new album called Untitled with a projected release date of September 29, but it had been delayed to December. In June 2009, he released his first mixtape, the demo tape, presented by DJ Ski and DJ Drama. Kelly headlined the Arise African Fashion Awards in Johannesburg, South Africa, on June 20, 2009. He performed in Cape Town, followed by Nigeria as part of the annual This Day Music and Fashion Festival in July. That same month, he released Number 1, featuring singer-songwriter Carrie Hilson. Then, on December 1, Kelly's untitled 9th solo album was released. It charted on the Billboard 200 at number 4. More singles from the album include Echo, Sup I'm on High, and Be My Number 2. In January 2010, Kelly performed in Kampala, Uganda. I'm very excited about my first visit to Africa. I've dreamed about this for a long time and it's finally here, Kelly said in a statement. It will be one of the highlights of not only my career but my life. I can't wait to perform in front of my fans in Africa who have been some of the best in the world. 2010 to 2012, Epic, Love Letter, Throat Surgery, and Write Me Back. Main articles, Epic, R. Kelly album, Love Letter, R. Kelly album, and Write Me Back. Kelly performed at the 2010 FIFA World Cup opening ceremony on June 11, 2010. In an interview in the September 2010 issue of XXL magazine, Kelly said he was working on 3 new albums, Epic, Love Letter, and Zodiac, which he described as remixing himself. Epic, a compilation filled with powerful ballads including The World's Greatest and Sign of a Victory, only saw a European release on September 21, 2010. However, it is also available for streaming worldwide. In November 2010, Kelly collaborated with several African musicians, forming a supergroup known as 1-8. The group featured Two-Face from Nigeria, Ali Kiba from Tanzania, Congolese singer Fally Ipupa, 4x4 from Ghana, hip-hop artist Muvaz Alien from Gabon, Zambia's JK, Ugandan hip-hop star Navio, and Kenya's Amani, the only female in the group. The first release from the group was Hands Across the World, written and produced by Kelly. Kelly's 10th album Love Letter, released on December 14, 2010, included 15 songs, one of which was Kelly singing You Are Not Alone, a track Kelly originally wrote for Michael Jackson. The first single, When a Woman Loves, was nominated for a Grammy for Best Traditional R&B Vocal Performance at the 53rd Annual Grammy Awards. R. Kelly in 2011. At the 2011 pre-Grammy Gala in Los Angeles, Kelly performed a medley of hits, and, in March 2011, Kelly was named the #1 R&B artist of the last 25 years by Billboard. On July 19, 2011, Kelly was admitted to the Northwestern Memorial Hospital in Chicago to undergo emergency throat surgery to drain an abscess on one of his tonsils, and was released on July 21, 2011. He canceled his performance at the Reggae Sumfest in Jamaica that was scheduled for the following Friday. Johnny Gurzon, Sumfest Productions executive director, commented, "We are truly going to miss his presence on the festival." On September 23, 2011, Variety confirmed that Kelly had signed on to write original music for the Sparkle soundtrack. In 2011, Kelly worked with writer David Ritz on an autobiography entitled Silicoaster, The Diary of Me, which was later released in the summer of 2012. On October 7, 2011, after Sony's RCA Music Group announced the consolidation of Jive, Arista and J Records into RCA Records, Kelly was set to release music under the RCA brand. Following his throat surgery, Kelly released Shut Up to generally favorable reviews. Spin magazine said, Kelly taking aim at the haters who said he's washed up, he's lost it. He hasn't. Dude's voice is in prime smooth R&B form. On December 21, 2011, Kelly made a live appearance on The X Factor and gave his first performance after the surgery. Kelly revealed to Rolling Stone that he felt like he was just starting out and how the performance was a wake-up call for him. In 2012, Kelly made a series of announcements including a follow-up to the Love Letter album titled Write Me Back, which was released on June 26 to little fanfare, as well as a third installment of Trapped in the Closet and the Single Ladies Tour featuring R&B singer Tamia. In February 2012, Kelly performed I Look to You, a song he wrote for Whitney Houston, at Houston's homegoing. 2013 to 2017, Black Panties, The Buffet, and 12 Nights of Christmas. Main articles: Black Panties, The Buffet, R. Kelly album, and 12 Nights of Christmas. During 2013, Kelly continued his The Single Ladies Tour. He performed at music festivals across North America, including Bonnaroo, Pitchfork, and Macy's Music Festival. On June 30, 2013, R. Kelly performed live at BET Awards show singing hits as well as his new track My Story featuring Atlanta rapper 2 Chainz. The song was the lead single for Kelly's 12th studio album Black Panties. Released on December 10, 2013. Writing for New York Magazine, David Marchese stated that Black Panties was like a dare to the world. After all that he'd been accused of, after avoiding conviction, could R. Kelly still get away with making sex-obsessed music? In 2013, Kelly collaborated with several artists including Celine Dion, Mariah Carey, Mary J. Blige, and Jennifer Hudson. In an interview with Global Grind in November, he described follow-up work with Celine Dion after their #1 single I'm Your Angel from 1998. Kelly worked with singer Mariah Carey for her album The Art of Letting Go. Kelly co-wrote and sang on Lady Gaga's song Do What You Want from her 2013 album Art Pop, performing the duet with her on Saturday Night Live on November 16, 2013, and at the 2013 American Music Awards. Do What You Want had since been removed from streaming services and re-releases of Gaga's Art Pop album following sexual misconduct allegations against Kelly in early 2019. He also collaborated with Birdman and Lil Wayne on We Been On, a single from the Cash Money Records compilation, Rich Gang. He also appeared on Twista's first single on his new album Dark Horse. On November 17, 2013, Kelly and Justin Bieber debuted a collaboration entitled PYD. Kelly was featured on the soundtrack album of the film The Best Man Holiday with his song Christmas, I'll Be Steppin'. Kelly stated his intention to tour with R&B singer Mary J. Blige on the King and Queen tour prior to the Black Panties tour while continuing to create segments of the hip-hop era Trapped in the Closet. In July 2014, Kelly announced that he was working on a house music album. In November 2015, Kelly released Switch Up featuring fellow Chicagoan Jeremiah and Lil Wayne, followed by Wake Up Everybody, Marching Band, and Backyard Party. The following month, the album containing those singles, The Buffet, was released. It charted poorly on the Billboard 200 at number 16 with first-week sales of 39,000 album-equivalent copies. During November 2015, R. Kelly released a song with Ty Dolla $ign called Actress off the album Free TC. The following year, after a 2.5-year delay, Kelly presented his only Christmas album, also his 14th and final studio album in his career thus far, 12 Nights of Christmas, which was released on October 21, 2016. 2017 to 2022, guest appearances, I Admit. Main article, I Admit, R. Kelly song. R. Kelly performing in 2017. On March 17, Pitbull released the song Dedicated off his album Climate Change and features guest appearances from American singers R. Kelly and Austin Mahone. Kelly released the 19-minute-long I Admit on SoundCloud on July 23, 2018, as a response to his accusers. The song does not contain any criminal admissions despite its title and chorus, which repeats the lyric I admit it, I did it, and I admit. Kelly denies allegations of domestic violence and pedophilia, asserting that they are matters of opinion. Kelly also denounces Jim DeRogatis and repudiates his investigative report's claim of Kelly operating a sex cult, addressing the mute R. Kelly. Social media campaign, Kelly sings, "Only God Can Mute Me." The song was criticized by reviewers, who described it as an act of trolling. Many outlets compared the song to that of his Heaven I Need a Hug extended version, Trapped in the Closet opera, I Believe I Can Fly concert remix, and O.J. Simpson's autobiographical novel If I Did It. Andrea Kelly and Carrie Killa Kelly, R. Kelly's ex-wife and brother, respectively, responded to I Admit with songs that contain additional allegations against R. Kelly. An album credited to Kelly titled I Admit It After and including the 19-minute song from 2018 was released on streaming services on December 9, 2022, but was taken down after it was not approved by Sony or Kelly's team. The album was credited to Sony's Legacy Recordings, but actually uploaded by Real Talk Entertainment, who had released the album through a sublabel also named Legacy Recordings. This resulted in the credited distributor, Universal Music Group, owned in Grooves, cutting ties with Real Talk Entertainment. Artistry. Musical style and influences. Kelly's music took root in R&B, hip-hop and soul. He was influenced by listening to his mother, Joanne Kelly, sing. She played records by Stevie Wonder, Donny Hathaway and Marvin Gaye, inspirations for Kelly. In reference to Hathaway, Kelly stated, "A guy like Donny Hathaway had a focused, sexual texture in his voice that I always wanted in mine. He had smooth, soulful tones, but he was spiritual at the same time that I." In his autobiography, Kelly stated that he was heavily influenced by Marvin Gaye's R&B Lothario image. "I had to make a baby-making album. If Marvin Gaye did it, I wanted to do it," Kelly said. While Kelly created a smooth, professional mixture of hip-hop beats, soul-man crooning and funk, the most distinctive element of his music is its explicit sensuality. "Sex Me," "Bump and Grind," "Your Body's Callin'," and "Feelin' on Yo Booty" are considered to be examples, as their productions were seductive enough to sell such blatant come-ons. Kelly's crossover appeal was also sustained by his development of a flair for pop balladry. Vocal style and lyrical themes. Writing for the New York Daily News in 1997, Nuno DiMaggio stated, "With a voice that easily shifts from booming baritone to seductive alto, Kelly has gained international celebrity by combining streetwise rhythms with sexually explicit lyrics." Love and sex are the topics of the majority of Kelly's lyrical content, although he has written about a wide variety of themes such as inspiration and spirituality. Chicago Sun-Times reporters Jim DeRogatis and Abdon Palish observed about the contrasting themes. The image he liked to project was that of the R&B thug, bringing the streetwise persona of the gangsta rapper into the more polite world of R&B. Kelly expressed that he writes from everyday experiences and prides himself on being versatile. Larry Kahn, senior vice president of Jive's urban marketing and promotion, said that Kelly's musical compass is second to none. DeRogatis and Palish reported that at concerts where Kelly would go from singing like a real freak to I Wish, many fans found these abrupt shifts between the transcendent and the venal, the inspirational and the X-rated jarring. Sexual abuse allegations. Main article are Kelly sexual abuse cases. Kelly has faced repeated accusations of sexual abuse for incidents dating from 1991 to 2018 and has been the subject of a long-term investigation by the Chicago Sun-Times since August 2000. He has been tried in multiple civil suits and criminal trials, starting in 1996 when Tiffany Hawkins alleged that, starting in 1991 when she was age 15, Kelly, age 24, had sexual relations with her and encouraged her to entice underage friends. Following leaked video recordings, Kelly was prosecuted on child pornography charges in 2002, leading to a controversial trial that ended with his acquittal in 2008 on all charges. The 2019 documentary Surviving R. Kelly re-examined Kelly's alleged sexual misconduct with minors, prompting RCA Records to terminate his contract and resulted in additional investigations by law enforcement beginning in 2019. This culminated in a 2021 conviction for violations of the Mann Act and Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, and a 2022 conviction for production of child pornography. As of 2023, he is serving a 31-year combined sentence at FCI Butner Medium I.